How would you children like to suck on my chocolate salty balls?
Oh, you mean like a chocolate candy?
No, I mean my balls.
Ladies and the gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of SMB,
What the what?
a South Park review.
Matt, it is good to be here today because, dude, we're talking about one of Dane's favorite subjects. Everybody out there in the airwaves, if they've heard the episodes that I've been in, which there are many, but if you've heard those episodes, you know one thing about me. I also eek when there's a penis.
And that is the 5th episode of Season 12, and it is the 172nd overall episode of South Park, as it aired on April the 9th, 2008. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of SMB. This is SMB number 175. I'm your host, in the heat. I can't be every guy who's highway the air is dry. Your boy, MSG. You can follow us as a podcast by going to Linktr.ee/SouthParkPod. At South Park Pods with an S on all outlets. South Park Podcast on Instagram and South Park Pods on Twitter. Now you're dealing with that smooth operator. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I am not alone this week, ladies and gentlemen. Back on his own podcast. This man likes to bring the pain in the digital marketing game. He's the man who solicits those pics to get your clicks. He's a writer, producer, and a director. Ladies and gentlemen, Dane.
Oh, I was doing the Bret Hart thing where I was like writing DCW, and I remember what he said. He's like, I had the intelligence to write the C backwards for television, so I did the same thing.
That was pretty smart, actually. You're right.
Brett's always right. So, hey, yeah, what's up, everybody? I've been through personal lives. I've been through trials and tribulations, and I've reached the mountaintop and come back with 2 golden plates.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. The crowds are here, and they're excited, and they're ready to go to listen to Dane Becker's novel and insightful information on eking about a penis.
What happens when you have a runaway penis? I'm here to instruct you, Matt.
Well, shout out, of course, to our other co-hosts still on the mend here, the Dr. Thugonomics, Punkonomics, Scooponomics, as well as Polyphonics, the 2022 Red Rocks Day 1 South Park Trivia Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a trivia. God, shout out to you, Joe. Joe might pop in here in the next episode or two. He said he might just drop in, as we are dual recording, but you won't know that. You're just going to listen to it as it comes out. Also, there is something that I should announce before we move forward.
Ooh, what is it, Matt?
I was going to announce it last week, but I thought it'd be weird to announce it when it was just me and the guest. So now that somebody's here that represents the podcast as well, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh. Jesus Christ. What?
Ladies and gentlemen, I have gotten some information from Mr. Ian Colano, a.k.a. The Scoop. And Mr. Scoop has elected to advise to you, the listener, through me, that he unfortunately will not be returning to the podcast.
Oh, God.
Scoop's got a new job, and I guess he made a LinkedIn account. And once he made that LinkedIn account, like, you can just search his name, and it tied it all to here. And I guess based on the industry he's working in, it might not be beneficial for him to continue forward on.
Oh yeah, I can understand that, boy. I'm important enough to have a goddamn business card, and when the company gives you that business card, I got to watch what I say on here. That's why I push the LGBTQ plus thing, because then it like balances out all the horrible nonsense that South Park makes us say.
Can't get mad at you. That's why you're here, Dane, to help me as well as make sure I can balance out my life.
I bring everybody's uncancellation meter up.
But once again,
R.I.P.
Scoop, of course, always has an open invite to come back to the podcast. But over the next week or two, you'll probably see new graphics, as I've got to update everything and remove some of the information out of consideration for the Scoop. I'm not going to go like back to all the other old shows. I'm just
Nah, fuck that. Pump the SEO with his real name. Put it at the bottom of every video we've ever made on YouTube.
just keep tagging his name in every fucking
Absolutely. Just write his name. Add it to the description. Okay, we're not going to do that.
Well, shout out to you,
Scoop.
Scoop
Scoop forever. Hashtag Scoop forever.
Let's get into this episode. As you mentioned, Ika Penis. Here's what happens, guys. Ms.Garrison is off. Basically, she comes to the realization that she does not want to be a female. She actually wants to be a man. And to do so, she's now going to set off on an adventure or a medical adventure on regaining access to a penis. So that way she can have a penis once again and return to being considered in her own identity as a man. In this sense as well, while this is happening, we get a parody style version of a old school movie that won Academy Awards, and it's Cartman as he's put in charge of the classroom and he's trying to figure out a way to reach these keys. How do I reach these keys?
I always forget about the B story on this one, Matt. I only remember the A story, and then I'm like, man, that can't be the whole episode, right? That would be terrible.
Well, this is how the episode starts off with Ms.Garrison realizing that she is in reality still a man. After breaking a window, tipping over a cabinet, and kicking her desk, she ends up getting taken out by Principal Victoria and Mr. Mackey, who tells her that she could not teach until she gets her personal life in order. And Ms.Garrison at this point is going to walk off angrily.
That's never happened before either.
This will lead to Cartman then being put in charge of the classroom. And he's going to, of course, whip the room. You going to take it?
Yeah.
You like that, don't you? Get up here in front of the classroom, Clyde.
Oh, my God. He does. He has like I can't say that, but a fucking 8-year-old boy. Never mind.
Well, let's go ahead and here. We'll jump into the beginning. I want to show here Miss Garrison coming to the realization that she did not want to be a man. Or, sorry, a female. She did not want to be a female. Get this in order here. All right, here we go. Sad.
It's like my whole life has just been one big screw up, you know?
These kids have not learned anything in the 2 years of school they've had with this weirdo.
Right.
Not the trans part.
Became a man, but then she got pregnant and is having a baby, which means she's still a woman all along. That means I'm really still a man. I still feel like a man.
Kids just sitting there, like blank faces. Butters.
Are we going to be tested on this? Actually, Butters, probably.
Good question.
I was on a lot of painkillers at the time, and I thought it was what I wanted.
Dude, you want to do some math problems?
A lot of painkillers. This is like the Ambien thing again.
And I say, Doctor, I want to go back to being a man.
Those painkillers give you the wrong gender identity.
You can't go back. Where are you going to find a penis? What do you mean, where am I going to find a penis? I'm a man. I deserve a goddamn penis. No.
And of course, she has a mental breakdown, as I mentioned. She is
Could we speak with you, please?
told that she needs to go home. Dane, I have a question for you.
Oh my God.
As I was thinking about this episode before we started it, the episode in which Garrison itself has her sexual change and the preceding episodes of where she's a female prior to this season, I think was applauded, wouldn't you say, from a standpoint from the general public in regards to people who supported trans rights?
Yeah, in the same way of like the Tourette's Association being like, we liked the representation. It was well researched and everything. It was just plainly spoken, but also the negativity surrounding the jokes may cause blah, blah, blah. The outer effects that it could have of people that take it incorrectly or, take the comedy part as like, ha, Tourette's. So this is kind of the same way to where it's just like Timmy and why like disabled people and disabled associations love characters like Timmy, because it's just representation and it doesn't do anything. It doesn't speak to anything. It's not making a point. It's just plainly and well represented to the point where, the kids don't comment on the fact that it's weird that their teacher keeps changing around. The kids call Mr. Garrison and Mrs. Garrison by their pronouns,
right?
Just like they do for Heather or is it Heather Swanson? Heather Swanson, strong woman's ex.
Yeah.
Yeah. They like even Cartman says, "Come on, Miss Swanson." Like, we're gonna make our own board game.
Let me ask you. So, I mean, so we can agree then. And prior to this, they did. We acknowledge they did a good, representation. Do you feel like in this episode, I'm not saying Matt Stone and Trey Parker, whether it's been subconsciously or intentionally, but do you feel like in this episode it does almost a disservice to the trans community? Almost showcasing an individual who says, I was on drugs, I was on alcohol, I made a bad decision. Does it like showcase them in a negative light, like saying like people just make these decisions on a whim versus having those actual identity issues that they've had their whole life?
All right, you can definitely identify Trey and Matt's privileged, like speaking from this, like their privileged point of view, because they have these, especially like pre-season, even like 13, 14. They have these really, really straight white guy from Colorado points of opinion and a little gay, so they get a lot of stuff right. But in this, it's two diverging paths that you can argue. One, you could say that, yes, all of those things are true. And I personally believe that you're clean. And at the same time, two, you can say that just like with Cartman, just like with everybody else that does bad things that might reflect on Trey and Matt, this is through Mr. and Mrs. Garrison. And Garrison is fucking crazy. He's been gender dysphoric and insane since the beginning. And I don't think Matt and Trey know what gender dysphoria is, but this is a common thing. But at the same time, there is a real case of people going to a woman back to a man. And I think this is probably based on a real one. But the harm can come from a lot of those cases are then those people that went forward and then backwards, as they say. They don't add that up to the gender being a spectrum, but the sex being genitals. They chalk that up to these people are very right wingers. Right. Yeah, these people become right wingers, and they're like, I thought I was a woman, but then I changed back, and now I don't want another kid to go through what I. So it can connect to harmful things. So just like everything, you can take it as the character, you can take it as the satire, or you can take it literally. And on this one, I think it would be correct to do all three.
Boom, Dane Becker dropping the knowledge. And then, okay, so next scene, as we mentioned here, now Cartman has become the substitute teacher. I don't need to actually play the first part of it here, but as far as from a visual standpoint, I'm just going to play the audio. This is Cartman talking to the class. He's whipping the ruler. You'll hear in the background here.
Well.
Well.
Who's teacher now?
Who's teacher now?
Who's teacher? You're
Who's teacher?
Badass. That's Mr. Cartman now,
Mr.
pal.
Cartman.
You will be wise not to interrupt my class unless you want to be suspended.
Yeah.
Cartman went to a Catholic school, obviously.
Right. He did go to
Clyde.
First. That's what I was trying to make sure. Get up here, Clyde.
What in God's name? It's always Clyde. Why is it always Clyde?
I don't know. He's got it out for Clyde.
I mean, honestly, everyone hates Clyde.
Right. So after Cartman convinces Principal Victoria to be the substitute and says, yeah, you're going to take it, Clyde, Miss Garrison is seen now back at home crying on her couch. Then a news report comes on with a protest caused by the vacantee mouse. Miss Garrison then travels to the research group laboratories where the vacantee mouse was created. Basically, just to kind of break that down, they created a clone of a mouse, or they created a clone of body parts on a mouse, ears and stuff like that. So this triggers Miss Garrison's thought, hey, maybe they can recreate a penis for me. So she travels to this laboratory. She asks one of the scientists if they could possibly grow a penis on said mouse by using some of her DNA. The scientists later agree that Miss Garrison, that they can do this, and then Miss Garrison just gives them all her money. So,
absolutely insane. And also based on a real thing, just like South Park usually is. They grew an ear.
They did grow an ear.
Based on everything.
That is all. That stuff is weird. I don't know. They took it to the extreme because that's what South Park does. So they grew a penis in this case. But that's not an unquestionable thing to ask. Like, if you can grow an ear and you can grow this, can you grow a penis? Like, I mean,
no. And it would help out a lot of trans people if you could.
It would help out not only a lot of trans people, it would help out burn people. It would help out people who maybe got I don't know, hurt from paralyzed from the waist below. And maybe you could somehow create a penis that's connected to another part of their body that way they could feel it. I don't know. I'm just trying to.
The restoration of something like that involves nerve endings. If you can restore a penis, you can restore the nerve endings within a penis. So hypothetically, you could restore nerve damage.
There you go. So that way, at least if their legs are not fucked up, they could still get a boner and have sex. I'm trying to help.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. Let's help people here.
Avoid the iron lung.
Those are the ones I feel bad for. People are like, don't you just feel bad for the disabled? I'm like, I do, but I feel bad for more people that like have no nerve endings from the waist down.
If you can't do the chub challenge, who are you?
Not just the chub challenge. If you can't do the bean flick, I mean, you got to flick the bean, right? If you can't flick your bean, that's not fair to you. I'm just saying, you got to be able to play the DJ Skittles of the 80s, 90s, and today. Come on.
No comment. Taste the rainbow.
Taste the rainbow. So let's go to Ms. Garrison here. She's crying on her couch. I just took a lot of drugs and blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's her crying on her couch. And after seeing the news, she got all these Kleenex everywhere.
Facing complete closure. Other news tonight, a South Park bio company is coming under fire for
Really
genetically
upset.
engineering body parts onto laboratory mice. This picture of a mouse genetically altered.
It's a real picture.
There it is.
Ear has already sparked waves of protest.
What?
But the scientists say the process could help thousands of
They're
people
really,
who become
yeah.
disfigured and need ears.
Yeah, I mean, like ears, noses. Like if you could figure out, I mean, I'm sure there's where we're at now, technology-wise, they've figured out a way to clone an animal at this point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, been there, done that. Sheep are easy at this point.
Well, Barbara Streisand, I think she's got like a dog or a cat cloned. Her dog was cloned or something like that.
Yeah, because she has a ridiculous amount of money for literally no effort.
Cartman is then seen now in Principal Victoria's office after, being the substitute teacher.
I'm sorry, Principal Victoria.
He thinks he's in trouble because there's two men from the Denver County School Board there, but they actually, as he's like quickly placing blame on them, being like stupid, but Principal Victoria actually explains to him that he's not in trouble, that the two men from the Denver County Board are in fact there to ask for his assistance in teaching some inner city kids.
You've done so well with your classroom. We need your help. And then he literally go, what is that fucking movie? I only see it in TikTok, but he does the fucking comb over. He does the sweater vest. He does Cades. That's a legit movie.
No, it is a legit movie, and we can talk about it now, but it is based on the parody of the movie Stand and Deliver.
Is that what that fucking thing is called?
Yeah, Stand and Deliver.
Orderly. You can either sit down and learn math, or you can leave.
You can get up and leave, okay, Holmes?
Orderly.
So let's go to this quick clip here. As you mentioned, Stand and Deliver was the parody of that film, and now Cartman is going to get sent to Denver so he can be a substitute teacher.
Denver. He's fucking 8 years old.
The interesting thing is when I watched this episode, I saw it after I saw the movie, because I saw Stand and Deliver when I was in the 6th grade in my film and society class.
Yeah.
So when this finally showed up, I thought I got a kick out of it, because it was like not a lot of people, unless you've seen that movie, you don't get the reference. You're just like, what? What's going on? Why are they doing that?
Yeah, I didn't know that reference literally, and this will show my age. I am 30, so maybe it won't. Maybe I'm young at heart, but I only got that reference on TikTok years late, like literally in the past year. And I've been watching this episode, obviously, since it came out, just like you. I had no idea what movie I thought they were just generally referencing those stupid ass movies. No, this is a specific film, and it's funny as hell.
It's a good movie, and the movie itself is not funny. That's the interesting, because the movie itself, Stand and Deliver, and
I think it's. There we go. I think it's hilarious, Matt, because honestly, it comes across so goofy because the gangster types, I'm never running Hispanic neighborhoods.
Talking about the episode, or you're talking about the movie now? I'm sorry.
The movie.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was hilarious because like it fucking the gangsters and everything and I'm gonna sound really stupid when I say the gangsters in the school, but like I gotta fix that. But like I don't know. I thought they tried really hard, and then because of this episode, the guy that plays the teacher, he just really comes across like a really aggressive Pedro Pascal type. It's just fucking hilarious to me. Sorry, guys, that really like that movie and also want to go back to the podcast.
Okay, all I want to say is Edward James Olmos and Lou Diamond Phillips. Don't you fucking put sacrilege on their name.
No, I would never. Isn't Lou Diamond Phillips the teacher?
Lou Diamond Films is Angel Guzman. He plays one of the students.
Oh, he's the main one. He's the one that's like,
Hey, don't commend me. It's the student's fault for being so stupid.
Command means you've done a great job.
don't commend me. That's some shit I would do.
Higher than they ever have on their tests. Whatever you did really worked on them.
Oh, well, thank you. I believe strict discipline along with compassion for my students is catamite to their learning.
These
Had
gentlemen
my
from the Denver
what in
County
the
School
world?
Board
He's doing this on
may want
purpose.
to ask you.
Young man, word of your success as a student teacher has started the whole board thinking. We would like you to try your methods on one of our inner city school classes. These kids just won't listen to any
This
adult
motherfucker's a
teachers. And since you handled
blah.
your class so well, how'd you like to give it a shot?
That sounds like
How'd
a
you-
chance to
how'd you
really
like to
make an
give it a
impact on some
shit?
students who
How
need
much
to
are you
know.
paying? How much are you
How much will
paying
you pay me?
How much are you paying me?
$300
$500 cash.
$300.
My awesome teaching skills
How
have
much?
earned me $300.
$300.
Woo!
Awesome teacher.
Thanks, Matt.
Whatever. The whole class scored super high on the test. The only
What
reason
the
we scored high
fuck?
was because we took the answers out of Garrison's desk, and you know it. Yes, but whose idea was it to take the answers out of Garrison's desk?
Kenny.
Kenny's.
Bill belly cheek.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But whatever. I'm gonna go teach those underprivileged inner city students and really turn their lives around. Do you know what those kids are going to do to you? A little middle-class white boy telling them what to do? They are going to fucking murder you.
Goodbye.
So he literally, I guess he watched the only movie he could think of about inner city Spanish kids, and it kind of worked.
Yeah, let's play it here, and I don't need to play the audio here, but here's Clark.
Live to win till you die.
Starts shaving his head. He shows up here at Jim Davis High School, and as you can see here, there's a lot of
Jim
gangsters.
Davis.
Yeah, they're fighting. They're going through metal detectors. Metal detectors.
You got the flu. Go ahead, turn around.
Going through metal detectors, and you see all these people in the classroom of all different races and different colors. And this is the teacher. She comes in. She's going to introduce Mr. Cartman.
Of course, one of them's got a Raiders jersey on.
Night long, Mrs. Miller.
Right? I love Mr. Miller.
Someone's got a PSP.
Now listen up. The Denver County School Board
I've legitimately
sent
been
over
in a classroom that looked pretty
guest
similar to this.
teacher.
Me too.
This
Ghettos
may be
are
your
fun.
last shot at
America is
graduating from
fun.
high school at all. I want you to welcome Eric Cartmanez.
Cartmanez.
Look at this motherfucker. He has the sunglasses.
Like here, he shaved part of his head in the middle, made him bald so he could create a comb over.
Bro, he's got everything. Where the fuck he find these shirts? This guy like gets his mom to go to Goodwill all the time. He's got costumes on top of costumes. Where the fuck did he find that? He looks like a bus seat. Fucking A.
So let me explain what's going on here in this part of the episode before we go to the clip. So Cartman is now, as you saw, he shows up and he is named Eric Cartmanez.
Cartmanez.
He reveals that he will be teaching the students calculus, much to the students' confusion.
Their chagrin.
Much to their chagrin. We also then see Ms. Garrison now at the research group laboratory examining the progress on her developing penis.
Good.
Her penis attached to
Fucking
a
chia
mouse later escapes after she attempts to feel it. I want to just feel it in my hand and make sure it feels good.
What in God's name?
So it runs outside after another scientist opens the exit to the laboratory, and Miss Garrison and the rest of the staff then attempt to chase down and catch that penis.
See, that's what I'm confused about. It's like, why did you feel the need to touch your own penis? See, this is why. Mr. and Mrs. Garrison is fucking weird. So the shit they say that could be very problematic for trans people, I don't know, man. She's fucking weird.
Yeah. She is weird. She is very odd. But no, I get it also why she would want to feel it, and because she wants to make sure that it feels like it's going to feel, like her penis in her hand. Like it's not going to feel like somebody else's penis. Like
Yeah.
She wanted to have that.
I'm sure Barbara Streisand requested the same thing with her dog. Let me feel this penis.
She wanted to have that connection. Red Rocket.
Yeah, this feels just the same.
Red Rocket, Sparky. Red Rocket.
Take that, you fucking weirdo.
All right, so here's Cartman out in the class introducing himself.
Oh my God, he's got the fucking glasses.
Your new teacher.
Your new teacher.
I'm gonna have to sit down and watch this again.
What the hell is this?
In here.
I've literally seen this movie through TikTok. Maybe that's why I thought it was funny.
I think you're going to be very pleased with the progress, Miss Garrison. Mr. Garrison.
This place has a containment door. What the fuck is this?
Your DNA has replicated and
Now she said Mr. Garrison, so she's now gone back to referring to herself as a male again. So we can start saying Mr. Garrison again on the podcast.
Okay, good. God
My
bless, man.
penis looks great. Yes.
My
it's a
penis looks
fantastic
crazy.
penis.
I mean, honestly, Garrison, this is disgusting. Garrison's packing if that's what it looks like that.
Forming to do, but
Right.
fairly soon. Let me see if it feels
Dude, if you could do that, could you
Let me
really?
see Phil right in my hand.
He opened it.
And the weird thing that I want to point out is, okay, hold on. Let's go ahead and let it escape first. Hey, here's the catchphrase, the line.
Stop, penis! Come back here!
Okay. Stop, penis! Come back!
Come back here!
It's interesting that she wanted to take it out. Again, you point out she wanted to hold the penis, wanted to make sure it felt right in her hand.
Yep.
In his hand. I'm sorry, we have to refer to it again.
Yeah.
Back to being a guy.
That's fine.
All right, so let's go back into the classroom now. After handing out the syllabuses, Cartman then proceeds to tell the students that he is there in order to help them get into college. And they're like, fuck you, we're not going to college. And then Cartman then tells the students that the reason they cannot get into college is because they have not been taught how to cheat properly. He then goes into a tirade about how when Bill Belichick won the Super Bowl, he cheated, okay? When a white person cheats and he doesn't get caught, he's savvy.
They've really been making this joke for like 10 plus years at this point. No, you broke the rules.
But he does, Mr. Cartman here, Mr. Cartman does make a good point that actually if you get caught, if you cheat and don't get caught but later reveal that you cheated, then it's considered savvy. But if you do get caught cheating while it's happening, then you're a piece of shit.
So then what the fuck happened before Deflategate? What was the first fucking thing that he's talking about in this era?
Oh, no, I think he's specifically talking about Deflategate here.
Oh, God, is it that old?
Like they were just talking. Yeah, this is 2008, 2009.
So then what the fuck was he talking about lately? Was it that, or they're still talking about Deflategate on South Park because they had that Bill Belichick thing against PC Principal where he's like, he was like, what would Bill Belichick do? He's like, divert attention.
Oh, you're right. The second Deflategate was in January. Oh, it was the stealing plays thing. Remember that? They got.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's right. Those pieces of shit. How do they keep doing this? I don't give a fuck how many Super Bowls they won. They prove it's all fixed.
They were stealing plays and they got caught later and got draft picks taken away. That's right. I remember.
Oh my God, I forgot. How the fuck, man?
And then Deflategate happened in 2015. You're right, not 2008. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy, man. They've been cheating.
All right, so here's Cartman in the classroom now, handing out the syllabuses.
Okay, everyone take a syllabus and
Syllabus?
behind you.
Behind you.
Hey, man, what the hell do you think you're doing?
He does a Spanish accent like I do.
Mr. Cartman is here to make sure you all get into college.
Getting into college? Man, we ain't getting no college. Fuck you.
Oh my God. Here it comes.
How do I reach these kids? The reason that you think you can't get into college is because you haven't been taught how to cheat properly. How do you think white people always get ahead? Because we cheat all the time. Because they cheat all the time.
Eating glass.
Hey, I didn't notice that. He dodged saying he was a white guy because he's supposed to be Hispanic.
He's won 3 Super Bowls.
Because we cheat. I mean, they cheat all the time.
They really held up a picture. Man, they've been nailing this dude to the, oh my God, for years.
In America, it's okay to cheat as long as you cheat your way to the top.
You cheat your way to the
I
top.
don't want to be called a cheat.
Bro, one of the hardest things to do as a voice actor is keep one voice in an accent of another voice. Man, Trey needs more credit for this.
Bullshit.
Right, because he has to
I
do
don't want to
that.
waste my time learning to cheat.
How do I cheat?
Go ahead, the door's right there.
Yeah, and he's also doing the parody of the guy at the same time. So he's doing Cartman being Hispanic, but also a movie parody.
How do I read these keys? Yeah,
Bro, he does Cartman doing Stan and Stan doing Cart. It's like fucking, it's crazy. All right, go on. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Of course, Cartman there points out in that scene that, Bill Belichick, cheated his way to the top. He cheated his way to the top. All right, so this, what I was thinking while we're watching this episode. This episode came out in April of 2009. April of 2008.
Yeah.
And there was another episode of a television show called Family Guy
Oh no.
that kind of parodied this. I believe it was from, let's go make sure I want to get the exact same date. It was from actually 2005. So in this case, we have to give Family Guy credit as they beat South Park to this parody first. It was that episode of Fast Times at Buddy Cincinnati Junior High, where Brian became the substitute teacher to the class of thugs. And at the end, they're like, I could be a ditch digger? Oh, Captain, my Captain. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Like, I wasn't really going with that way, but go ahead. And as they're all like standing on their desk, he's like, all right, sure, whatever. You know, set your dreams low. So I feel like while South Park did a better version of actually parodying the movie, right? Family Guy technically did parody the movie itself, kind of make fun of it 3 years prior. So we have to give Family Guy their flowers. I just want to make sure.
Yeah. Give them lots of flowers. Fucking dead ones.
Ms.Garrison is then shown asking Stan, Kyle, Kenny, and Butters if they've seen his penis. Much to the boys' confusion, Linda Stotch is then seen washing dishes. She then later notices that the penis runs into her house. She informs Stephen Stotch, who proclaims it's just a little penis. Butters, remembering his aforementioned conversation with Miss Garrison, tells his father that the penis must be his teacher's penis. Stephen then angrily asks Butters how he knows what his teacher's penis looks like, much to Butters' confusion.
And of course, it's Steven Stotch that is the one that's like, that's just a little penis. Like you would know about that, wouldn't you? In extensive detail. No, I'm gonna do some work.
So here's Miss Garrison running up on the boys. Boys, have you seen my penis?
Boys, have you seen my penis?
What?
My penis is on the loose. If you
It's
see
moments
it,
like
just try to
these
catch it
that
with some
the
cheese.
entire world can laugh.
Have you seen it? He's trying to catch it with some cheese.
Hurt my brain.
Butters, ow, that hurt my brain. Ow.
Ow.
So they come back from, all right, let me skip ahead here.
Jim Davis. And like outside Jim Davis is like a rundown mystery machine. It's fucking weird.
We'll
There's
jump back
Steven.
to that. Here's the penis now coming into the fucking house.
She like hikes up her fucking dress like it's Tom and Jerry.
Right.
Steven!
It's amazing.
Steven, come quick!
He's smoking.
What is it,
Oh
dear?
my God, I
A
hate this
penis
family
is
so
loose in
much.
our kitchen.
He's smoking tobacco out of a pipe.
Penis.
Yes, it just ran across
Like it's the
floor.
1940s or
Now,
something.
darling, calm down.
Now, darling, calm down.
Nothing. I don't
Like
want
Dick
that
Van
penis
Dyke or
running
something
through
over
my
here.
house.
Oh, women. Always afraid of penises.
Yeah, you're not, are you, Stotch?
There, you see it?
Oh, it's just a little penis, darling.
I don't care. It's probably got all kinds of diseases.
Hey, wait! I think that's teacher's penis.
Your teacher's penis?
Yeah, that must be his.
Butters, how do you know what your teacher's penis looks like?
Huh?
I mean,
It's a valid question.
yeah, a very, very valid question. And next thing he's gonna say is, where can I get it? Fucking
Right.
asshole.
So there is this one scene. So as we mentioned, as you kind of heard earlier, one of the students angrily walked out when Cartman was trying to get them to cheat. So he finds this kid now on the basketball court. And on the basketball court, this is a parody of the scene. Now, in the scene itself, from the real movie, they actually do have a good game back and forth. And the teacher does teach him about practicing and doing the math and understanding the angles of calculus and why it helped him win in the basketball game they're playing. So it makes more sense.
Yeah.
In this, what they do is they parody it with Cartman cheating. And the way he does it is he plays this kid one-on-one. And every time the kid has the ball, he pulls out a nightstick and he hits him. He hits the kid. And the kid's like, hey, you can't do that. That's cheating. He's like, every time you say that's cheating, I keep getting more points. So like
Holy shit.
he's proving to him that it doesn't matter. He's cheating. And as long as he's cheating his way to the top, nobody cares.
Is there this point in the movie too, Matt, where he's like translating the importance of mathematics through basketball? Like, is there this kind of scene in it?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I believe there is like he talks about like he's able to like bank shots and stuff like that, and like it like shocks the basketball player. Like, how did you do that? And he's like, because I know calculus and I know math and my angles.
Yeah. The angle of LeBron, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's how LeBron plays. Man, he misses it. What a fucking bitch.
Nice fun, compadre.
Hey, I walked out of your class, teacher. Look, I don't want to argue with you about the merits of cheating.
Who wants to argue on a nice day like this? How about a little pickup game? no. Can you keep score for us? Sure thing, Mr. C.
Mr.
Okay,
C.
defense, amigo.
Ah!
Oh, it's 1-0, amigo.
Dude, he fucking nightsticks him.
What's the score, Efe? Okay, let's go. Your turn.
Ah!
Cartman loves this.
That's 2-0, amigo.
Doing nothing.
Fuck you, man. You can't do that.
Look at the scoreboard, amigo. No matter how many times you say I cheated, the scoreboard says 2-0.
I know what you're trying to say, but I still don't agree with it.
Walks off all limpy
2-0,
now.
Ese. 2-0. How do I reach
these keys.
Do you think there's a part of Cartman that was smiling because he was hurting a minority? No, Cartman goes like full on in character.
I think he's full on in
So-
character in this to be.
He's just violent. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like he's playing. He's lost himself. He's meta acting at this.
Oh yeah. Okay, I guess I understand. I don't want to wait for my letter.
So Cartman now in the next scene just proceeds to tell his students that despite being caught taping the other team's defense, Bill Belichick was able to get away with it after claiming, quote, he misinterpreted the rules. And then a former student, that guy who got his ass kicked on the basketball court, returns, says that he'll give cheating a try.
Hey,
Cartman then has his students repeat, I misinterpreted the rules. After a few repetitions, they happily proclaim it. We also then jump back over now to Ms.Garrison in the A storyline as she's seen confronting Steven about letting her penis go instead of calling her. She then hears a woman scream, eek, eek. Realizing this may be a sign that her penis may be in the area, she asks the woman if she saw a penis. After hearing another woman screaming, Miss Garrison runs off before she can answer her. She chases the penis inside of the comfort inn. The penis then proceeds to run into a sauna. She then mistakenly grabs another man's penis after mistaking it for her own, likely, of course, due to the steam in the sauna.
Mm.
And then the man then punches her. She once again notices her penis and then begins chasing it. All right, so let's jump into that clip now about Cartman proceeding to tell his students about how Bill Belichick, got caught on camera and nobody really cared.
Yeah.
Today we will discuss one of the fundamental ways to cheat. Getting material ahead of time. When Bill Belichick cheated for the Patriots, what did he do? He videotaped the opposing team's defense. Think of the defense as your test. When taking a test, you must also videotape the defense. Learn what's on the test before they give it to you. And that way you can...
That's called studying, but yeah.
I mean, in a roundabout way, Cartman's literally teaching them the American educational system.
Have a seat, amigo. Good to have you back.
Work for the tests, not the other way around.
Now, when Bill Belichick got caught with his camera, he did not panic. He simply said what every good white cheater says when caught. I misinterpreted the rules. It's what you must
He
also
did say
say when
that.
caught cheating. I misinterpreted the rules.
Spy
Say it with me.
game.
I misinterpreted the rules.
Spygate,
Again,
that's what it was called.
I misinterpreted the rules. Again, I misinterpreted the rules. Now you sound like white people. I misinterpreted
Here they go.
What the hell do you mean you just put my penis outside? Why didn't you call me? Look, Garrison, my wife didn't want a penis in the house. I had to get it out. Well, now how am I
I mean,
supposed
that's
to
fair.
find it? It could be anywhere.
Look at what it says, Dr. Beeper.
Holy crap.
Beeper.
Carol, get down from there.
No, didn't you see that?
She's on like a bunch of fucking 40s
I'm sure that penis
bags,
is way more
Louis
scared of
Vuitton.
you
What
than
the
you
fuck
are
is
of it.
going on?
You saw a penis?
He's on penis.
Blood curdling scream coming from the comfort with a K in.
Oh my god. All right, so now here's the next scene back in the school. Cartman is seen reading the answers to a student. A student named Juanita then runs out of the classroom, tearfully proclaiming, what's the point of any of this? As Cartman tracks her down, she reveals that she will not be attending college due to her pregnancy. Cartman tells her that she needs to get an abortion.
Oh my god, the ultimate I forgot about that.
And she says, I can't do that because, I'm religious. And Cartman says, do I have to? Because getting an abortion is the ultimate form of cheating.
God, that's so bad.
And she agrees to get this abortion, Dane. This student teacher that she's known for 3 or 4 days convinced her to have an abortion.
You know what? That I have nothing against that part, but him calling it the ultimate form of cheating.
It's harsh.
That man, see, this is filtered through Cartman. Cartman's a bitch. And Cartman is a POS for this one, Matt.
All right, here we go.
Malita!
Malita!
Hold on!
She just ran out. She got a trapper keeper about a tattoo already.
There isn't any point to all this. I won't be going to college.
She looks like Spanish Ariana Grande. So Ariana Grande now.
And Eduardo isn't going to help me raise it.
How do I reach these keys? All right, let's go get you an abortion.
No, I'm Catholic. I think abortion is wrong.
No,
abortion
you don't,
isn't
huh?
wrong. What's the one thing I've been teaching you?
That cheating is good?
Yes, and abortion is the ultimate form of cheating. You're cheating nature itself.
Ah,
Why do rich white girls get ahead in life?
fuck off.
Because they get abortions when they're young. They get pregnant, but they still want to go to college, so whatever, they just cheat. They cheat that little critter in their belly right out of a chance at life.
Oh my God, Cartman's awful.
See?
Mexicans are told not to cheat. Don't cheat. You got pregnant, you have to raise the child. So then you have to raise the child while the white girls get to go to college and probably have a bunch more abortions.
What's more abortion?
Our most challenging times that we must cheat our very hardest.
I can't believe Cartman.
Trey's talking from experience on this one too, I'm sure.
Oh,
Ah, Lord, man. Ultimate form of cheating. There's a big abortion focus in this show. Huh?
There was a lot of abortion focus. There was the Ms.Garrison turning back to Mr. Garrison, saying that she did it all as a mistake.
Yeah, gender identity.
Gender identity issues, you're right. And then, of course, now we've got as we're getting ready to wrap up the episode, there's a couple things left here. Miss Garrison is then seen reporting her missing penis to the police.
You're going to put on a fucking milk carton?
Shortly afterwards, Harrison Yates is... Sorry, I tried to not laugh, but that was good, dude. Put on a milk carton. Shortly afterwards, Harrison Yates is told that penis was seen in an Italian restaurant. Would it be erect or would it be floppy?
I guess it depends how long you boil it.
Last scene soft, could be erect. After they arrive at a restaurant, a brief chase begins, resulting in Miss Garrison losing her penis down a storm drain.
God.
So let's go to that here as far as the chase for the penis. The reason why I want to show the chase is because there is also a musical section here.
Yeah.
Where the cat and the rat, where the rat and the penis sing. It's a good
penis
song.
sing?
Yeah, they sing.
Okay, when you said that, like it sounded like a Korean name, penis sing.
Kill my penis.
So it would be more Chinese.
All right, so here's now they're running that.
Yeah.
We gotta go back around.
Pull this up here.
Man, that rat's running around in stereo. I hate this. I forgot what this does.
I actually like this part.
Well, I like this half. It's about to get a lot worse.
You don't like the penis singing?
Right now, the mouse is, and then when it gets a little deeper. Scoop, if you're out there, I understand. I understand.
Love that song. I want that song in full.
If knowing Trey, you know there's either that's like a parody or like a copy of a classic song, or he wrote that. But if he wrote that, he's got the whole thing.
Oh, so the penis ends up running away and jumps down the storm drain, much to Miss Garrison's dismay.
Her chagrin, Matthew?
Yeah, her chagrin. Miss Miller is seen telling Cartman students that their grades drastically improved to the point that they will be taking an exam for college credit. She then reveals that the exam is going to be heavily monitored to prevent cheating. The class then kind of freaks out on Cartman, but Cartman reveals that Bill Belichick attempted to win the Super Bowl without cheating, and as a result, he lost, so he have to cheat. He then begins to teach the new kids how to make cheats, and labels for bottles of water.
Man, I don't even think Cartman brings up a bad point. Like, anytime they weren't a part of something, they did worse.
It's true. Like the season that they went undefeated, quote unquote, and if Cartman's even referring to that, the one time they didn't cheat in the Super Bowl, they lost to the Giants.
They lost. They fucking lost.
In Phoenix. That Super Bowl was in Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
2012. Ms. Garrison is seen sobbing on a bench, as we mentioned, saying that all her money is gone, as well as her penis. But then her penis shows up and allows itself to
Thank God.
Ms. Garrison's stupid, sir. What's that old statement? Let your penis go, and it'll come back to you.
Man, I'm going through that right now.
Zing. All right, so here, let's show a quick scene from that, and then we'll wrap up the episodes. We're getting toward the end here with Cartman having to have the students cheat, and then we're going to see the results of what happens. And then, of course, we got to show you what happens when Miss Garrison fully becomes Mr. Garrison.
Love it. It's just angry outside of Buca de Fettuccine.
Right?
Did this to yourself, Garrison. Get your hopes up with a stupid genetic experiment, and now all your money's gone along with your penis.
Fucking idiot.
Well,
Here it comes.
It comes up right between her lap.
What?
What, again, like touch her and then touch him and they're gonna fuse? Like,
My penis came back.
My penis came back.
But why?
Wait, here we go. What's that statement?
I guess it's true. What's that
pulls it
old
up towards the
saying?
camera.
If you love your penis, let it go.
Let it. Thank God.
The standardized advanced
I don't think I want to do that.
considered one of the
If
most
you love your penis, let it go. I've never let my penis go.
Look at that fucking classroom. Look, I'm watching this movie tonight.
Right, so
what
here's
is this?
Here's what happens is it's revealed that Miss Miller, she tells Jim Davis High School populace that Cartman students all scored 100% on their exams.
Great.
The students are then presented a plaque to Mr. Cartman for showing them the white people method. And then Cartman then joins the students on stage and he happily exclaims, I reached these gates.
difficult and carefully monitored tests in the country. 24 of our students took the test, and all 24 scored 100%.
How could that be? I wonder.
Can we say something?
Sure.
We would like to present this plaque to the person who taught us the white people method, Mr. Cartman.
Thank God they called it that.
Right? Cartman trying to hide his smile.
He really goes full on.
I reached these keys.
And I bet that's his whole speech. And then he goes home. Leanne asks him where he's been. He says, "Shut up, Mom." And then he just changes back to his clothes and forgets all about this.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to talk about the last scene here. I'm not going to censor myself, so I'm giving everyone a heads up. Later, Principal Victoria is seen telling the school faculty that Mr. Garrison will be returning, as he was able to successfully become a man again. Mr. Garrison then proclaims that he was a man all along, and the true difference is in gender and the ability to get pregnant. After another teacher objects to this, saying that his wife cannot get pregnant due to her formerly having ovarian cancer, Mr. Garrison exclaims, and I quote from Mr. Garrison, "Well, you better get an AIDS test then, Thompson, because your wife's a dude, you fat." Yeah.
Okay, there it is. That's the proof. So literally rewind back to the beginning of the episode, Matt. This is literally just Mr. Garrison saying this, because it's always like that. It's always a character calling into question and saying the most normative, correct thing ever. And then the asshole character says the most racist thing. And that's how they catch racists watching the show, just like.
It's crazy, but it's crazy. So let's go ahead here and I'll pull that up here. We'll play that final scene in regards to Garrison. It's so ridiculous.
Fucking A. Yeah, he's back. Boobs off and everything. They're
Thanks,
clapping.
everyone. It's great to be back. I'm a man again.
Oh, here is Mr.
Thanks
Derp.
to my very special new friend.
No, he's still alive. That's good.
I've learned that I've really been a dude all along. Because the key difference between men and women is that women can have babies.
Incorrect.
If you can't have babies, then you're a man.
Incorrect.
Whoa, wait, hang on a second. My wife had ovarian cancer, so she can't have babies.
That's true. Yeah, that would suck.
Well, then get an AIDS test, Thompson, because your wife's a dude, faggot. Yeah, I'm back.
It is. He's back. Mr.
only-
Garrison's just a piece of shit. No wonder he turns into Trump.
The only reason, of course, I laugh is just because he's so outlandish. That's what's funny. Not what he's saying. It's just the fact.
Oh, no. South Park's
The
never
viewer.
funny because they say like the F word in multiple different ways. It's hilarious because they have the worst people ever say it in the best way possible. When Randy says the N word, it's the greatest white guy saying the N word in the history of that.
That's very true. Well, before we get further into that, we're going to take a quick moment, just a quick time out. We'll be right back after hear a word from our sponsors provided by Spreaker.
Subscribe to Suck My Balls, a South Park review on Spotify, Apple's, iTunes, anywhere you want to download a podcast. Just type that in, subscribe to our feed, and you'll get the latest, greatest episode each and every week. You can also listen to us on YouTube and go back and watch some videos or any of our library. It's all there. Suck My Balls, South Park review.
Suck my balls.
All right, we're back on the other side. Once again, shout out to our sponsors there. You can check out linktr.ee/SouthParkPod. You can also go to SouthParkPod on all outlets, SouthParkPods with an S on Twitter and podcast on Instagram. Check us out on TikTok at SouthParkPod. But let's get into some trivia, pop culture, and references to some continuity.
Please, Matt, please, hallelujah.
Dane, are you ready to read us some pop culture?
Guys, the references to pop culture in this episode were through the roof, and there are things in this. So our references to pop culture are very, very important, and there's some that you wouldn't even believe. Garrison mentions a man who was formerly a woman and is now a man again, but who got pregnant, referencing the real-life transgender man, Thomas Beatty. If anyone remembers that, that was the man who got pregnant and made a public appearance in the Oprah Winfrey Show days before the premiere of this single episode, which is another South Park quality, just days after they can hit relevancy so hard.
Right?
Right after that, we talked about this in the episode. Matt Cartman's stint teaching in an inner city school is a parody of the film Stand and Deliver, which I have only seen exclusively in TikToks. As stated in this episode's commentary, the idea of cheating to win is partly in reference to the, of course, New England Patriots and fucking Bill Belichick cheating during the NFL season in 2007. As we talked about, it was Spygate. This is also referenced in an episode along with the Patriots coach. As I already said, that's Bill Belichick. The high school Cartman teaches at is named Jim Davis High School. In Stand and Deliver, the school was Garfield High School.
Right.
Jim Davis is the creator of the Garfield comic.
It's great.
That's a good one. The mouse with an ear on its back is a reference to the Visconti mouse, which is exactly what we talked about, is a mouse that had an ear grown from it, almost as if it was grafted. It was a biodegradable ear-shaped mold, so it was not full skin, organ, tissue, all of that stuff. But it was basically a very serviceable replacement ear. And if you could do that, you could replace a lot of, like you said, burn victims.
Yeah.
You could literally make skin.
Yeah.
So the escape and pursuit going on of the penis-packed mouse is an allusion to the runaway Archie, a mechanical penis constructed by Kristen in the Red Dwarf series. The episode of that is called Pete. Now, I've never seen Red Dwarf. I know it's supposed to be hilarious, but I didn't know it was that kind of show. Have you ever seen that? That's the one that has Mr. Bean in it, doesn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I've never watched that show.
Yeah, I'm a big British TV guy. Moving on, when Steven Stotch is loading groceries, you call this out. A box of Dr. Pepper soda can be seen, a reference to Dr. Pepper. as if that wasn't clear. In the next scene with the shrieking woman in front of the Comfort Inn itself is a parody of Comfort Inn. The woman's luggage is modeled after the main design of Louis Vuitton. And of course, I got that because one, I fly a lot. And two, there's a lot of douchebags that fly that don't sit in first class, sit behind me and gives the abortion pep talk to, has a tattoo of the character.
That was great. Your shit cut out and you censored yourself. That was funny.
Keep it in. All right, one more time. The student Cartman gives the abortion pep talk to, has a tattoo of a character that looks like Betty Boop. Betty Boop. I wonder how they got away with that. Public domain, Dane. Come on. The mass segments that took place in a restaurant's kitchen is a reference to the 2007 Disney Pixar animated film Ratatouille. I would have never thought that. And also, that came out in 2007. Matt, I feel old.
Right.
Each time a female character sees this penis mouse,
All this.
penis mouse, they shriek and jump and say "ee" onto a stool or chair or lift their dress and skirts, referencing to classic cartoons like Tom and Jerry and, of course, Looney Tunes.
Big Tom and Jerry fan, huh?
All the time, man. Cartoon Network is a channel that I lived on. 52 to 42. 42 was Nickelodeon. 52 was Cartoon Network.
I watched a lot of Cartoon Network too. I guess I just wasn't a big Tom and Jerry fan. I would always turn it, I think, when Tom and Jerry came on.
Nah, I just ate up animation, and I think the only thing I disliked was Roadrunner. I never liked those ones. Everything else I really dug. The song that the penis-backed mouse sings, and I love saying penis-backed mouth more than once. The penis-backed mouse. Jeez. Penis-backed mouse, Matthew. The song that the penis-backed mouse sings in the moonlight is a reference to Somewhere Out There from An American Tale. No, you did it. That is from something.
Wow. I'll have to look that up. Here's some references to continuity. In the Jim Davis High School courtroom, a student can be seen playing a PlayStation Portable, which was prominently featured in the Best Friends Forever episode. And as we also seen in the back of Steven Stotch's car, there was 2 boxes of Cheesy Poofs that were loaded into his vehicle.
And they don't let Butters eat that shit. It's Steven sitting alone in his library, jerking to gay porn and eating Cheesy Poofs.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am not the doctor of thugonomics, polyphonics, scooponomics. I am not your 2022 Day 1 Red Rocks Trivia Champion. I am not the trivia god. That is Joe Vernola. But here's some trivia for you. Mr. Derp cameos in the background when Garrison returns. Mr. Garrison's final speech is ironic given his actions in Mr. Garrison's fancy new vagina. Where he immediately wishes for a sex change back when he realized he cannot get an abortion.
Ooh.
When Mr. Garrison is talking to police chief about his missing penis, a framed photo of a child who looks remarkably like Stan can be seen hanging behind the police chief's desk. The boy, though, is not wearing Stan's hat, but his hair is similar to Stan. Whenever his hat comes off, he's wearing the football jersey and number that Stan wore in Big Gay Al's Big Gay Boat Ride.
Big boy boat ride.
Whether this was intentionally done by the writers or if it's simply coincidence is unknown.
Oh, yeah.
This episode is the last to focus, as we mentioned, on Mr. Garrison as well, until season 19's Where My Country Gone. It's going to be a while before Mr. Garrison gets his own episode again. This is the last episode to feature Herbert Garrison as a woman. This is also the first episode to feature Herbert Garrison as a man since the beginning of Mr. Garrison's new fancy vagina.
Oh.
The van of Frederick Johnson can be seen parked in the front of the school where Cartman begins teaching. That is the last episode references to trivia. That's your pop culture. That's your continuity. Dane, what'd you like about this episode?
The movie parody, and that's it. I'm not the biggest on the B story because it involves a penis on the back of a mouse that's running around town. But, honestly, at this point if you were watching it linearly, in linear fashion, and you were me, at this point, I'm tired of Mr. Garrison and Mrs. Garrison. I'm just tired of Garrison in general. Yeah, this is the part where, Yeah, they just, they've been a shitty person for too long. And at least when that's probably why he didn't get his own episode until they used him for Trump, because they just made him so fucking horrible and they gave him all this stuff early on. They're like, well, what do we do? And then when Trump came along, they're like, oh my God, Garrison is Trump.
That's true.
So that's what I like and dislike. Matthew?
I would agree. There wasn't much that I don't know, that I really liked about this episode. I feel like this episode, the next episode we're going to review, are kind of the lull or the low points of the season for season 12 in regards to comedy, like hard comedy, where you just kind of fall out of your seat laughing. There's a couple moments in here from Butters at the beginning of the episode where his confusion and not understanding what was going on about, hey, that's potato penis, right? So that was funny. There is some points with Cartman. He makes some quips. But, I mean, other than that, it's just kind of like a blase type episode. And you can't, as you mentioned, relate to the character of Garrison because he's a piece of shit. With Cartman, at least, Cartman can be funny. And Cartman also, it's not all his fault. So we understand that his mom played a role largely into continuing to enable him to be who he is at that age.
That is true. Yeah, you got a good point.
Plus, when Cartman really goes after somebody, it's for a specific reason. Otherwise, he's just picking on Butters like they're his friends. He's not just going out and fucking with people just to fuck with people.
No.
He has to have a specific reason. He maps out details, makes a plan, and then he executes it.
Yeah, and if he does fuck with people, it's an extremely pointed way that makes you want to jump off the building rather than just insult you.
Unless you're the therapist guy who called him chubby. And then he'll make your wife leave.
Oh, chubby big man.
Chubby,
watch out for his fatty ass.
Anyway, I'm not chubby. I'm not fat. I'm big down. So yeah, I would agree. As far as disliking, yeah, I mean the Ika penis thing. Other than the song, the whole story is kind of just Garrison running around saying Ika penis, and
I'm tired of Garrison, man. I'm tired of Garrison.
There was definitely made you feel like you were tired of Garrison in this episode for sure.
Yup.
What was it? And then you got the second storyline that was going on with the boys. It was kind of a slower episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With Cartman doing the stand and deliver thing. Like, I get they were going after Bill Belichick at the time. Everybody was making fun of him. So it was part of pop culture.
In fashion, Matt. In fashion.
So at that point, it was funny. I imagine I laughed at it. But now, looking back, it kind of just doesn't stand the test of time. Stand delivers funny. But again, as you mentioned, as it continues to get older and older, not a lot of people are seeing this movie. So again, Stand and Deliver's not even a funny movie. So it's you can't really relate to it. Cartman can be funny, but the how do I reach these kids thing gets a little old after the first or second time.
Yeah, it doesn't mix up the movie. Like a lot of their movie parodies are action because they can keep constantly adding other action movies.
Right.
When you're adding teacher trying to teach in the inner city, yeah, that's a genre, but that's a genre that has 4 movies and half of them are written by Matt Damon. So it's what are you going to do?
It's true. Well, ladies and gentlemen, though, that is going to do it.
Ooh.
For another edition of S12E, a South Park review.
R.I.P. Scoop.
R.I.P. Scoop. Shout out to Scoop, who's moved on. But you can go ahead and check us out as a podcast by going to linktr.ee/SouthParkPod, Linktree. You can also type in South Park Pod on all outlets. Add an S on Twitter. Add the whole word podcast. South Park Podcast on Instagram. South Park Pod on TikTok. Like, subscribe right here on YouTube if you're watching. You can also leave a 5-star review in the form of Gerald Broflowski Yelp review on any of our podcast outlets. We would greatly appreciate that as well.
Not the trolling one, okay? I don't want you to hurt my feelings.
It's got to be 5 stars. It's got to be 5 stars. That's what I'm saying. But in the style of Gerald Broflowski, how you would write it.
Yeah, begging for it now.
Yeah. Shout out to, of course, Joe Vernolo. Go ahead and check out PrimosProWrestling.net. We've got monthly stuff coming up every month on The Fight. They're in Denver, Colorado. PrimosProWrestling.net. Get your tickets. Ladies and gentlemen, coming off of another successful television taping production, director of Derby City Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen, it's Dane Becker.
Man, let me tell you something. This jacket right here, shoes of a champion. These glasses, shoes of a champion. Matthew, we had right before her AEW signing and debut against the champion Jade Cargill, we had Billy Starks in our first episode. That's just our first. We've already had 2 live events sold out. And where's the next one coming, Matt? It's coming to the same place, Louisville, Kentucky, the Norton Sports and Learning Center. Ooh, this is hard to do. Tickets will be up soon. DerbyCityWrestling.tv, DerbyCityWrestling.tv. That's going to be Sunday, May 28th, right before the AEW pay-per-view. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry, kids. Don't worry, folks. We'll get you out in time for Tony Khan. Matt, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. Check out Derby City Wrestling on all social media outlets. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we thank you for stopping by for another edition of SMB, a South Park review. We'll be back next week for overlogging. What happens when the United States, or basically the United States, loses their internet and they can't log on? Too much overlogging on the internet. Randy can't jack off. It's going to be a weird time.
You crazy one, Matt. Crazy.
And what happens when we get the parody of Schindler's List in the form of internet in tournament camps? We'll find out next week on another edition of SMV, a South Park Review.
Lane.